priorities have completely transformed my life. Before, I never used to prioritize things that mattered most to me. And what happened was I started feeling a deep sense of inauthenticity. I started feeling like my life wasn't truly aligned with who I am. I stopped feeling like this was my life. And that all changed when I started prioritizing the things that mattered most to me. Let me share some examples from a few areas of my life. Let's take my morning structure. Prioritizing waking up early, leading the day instead of reacting to the day. Prioritizing movement. I wake up and I walk every single day. And that priority of waking up early and walking has regulated my nervous system probably more than anything else. It stabilized me. That priority that is very simple and repeated daily, that consistency has compounded so that I'm now more stable mentally, emotionally, physically than ever before. The prioritization of simple, natural foods. I used to overcomplicate my food, different diets, counting macros and micronutrients, and a bunch of other nonsense that is unnecessary. But just prioritizing just simple, natural foods also regulated and stabilized my body. Prioritizing the day. Before I set priorities, I would have a to-do list at best. There'd be a bunch of things on there, and I'd usually start with the easiest thing. But what started happening was the list would get longer and I would feel good because I was keeping busy until I started feeling bad because the things that mattered most to me were actually being avoided. Pushing it back tomorrow, I'll get to that. And I realized that the things that actually needed to be done were actually the priorities that were being postponed, that were being avoided. And my life never transformed until those priorities were actioned, whether it be a difficult but honest conversation with my wife, or a decision that needed to be made with my business, or a boundary perhaps that needed to be set with my kids. Whatever it be, those priorities created order in my day so that now those priorities are done first. They're no longer derailed. I'm no longer distracted by secondary activities. Things like the laundry or the dishes, or a phone call here and there, or an email. Those things, I'll get to them, but first, my priorities. So my priorities come first. That order, that structure completely changed my day, because now the things that matter most to me are actually being done. I'm progressing through my priorities, and that gives a deep sense of purpose and fulfillment and meaning each day. It also allows me to experience a deeper reward each day, more momentum, more traction, more progress, more fulfillment. Because ironically, the things that I needed to do, the things that really shifted something in my life, the things that really created traction and momentum, that really moved me forward, were actually the things that needed to be prioritized. And because they weren't prioritized, my life lacked that traction and momentum. So it started feeling like I was stuck, or things had stagnated, until I prioritized the hard things, the difficult things, the things that I wanted to delay, postpone, procrastinate, avoid. Until I prioritized those things, I never saw the progress that I experience today. Prioritizing my marriage might seem very general. Yes, I could be more specific: communication, connection, but really just prioritizing my marriage as a whole. For far too long, it was taking the back seat to the life of our 3 kids, their activities, their school, and it wasn't prioritized. It was being neglected. So when we started making it a priority, the disconnection became connection again. The distance became intimacy again. And like that attraction, that spark, that love was restored in our relationship. So making it a priority, marriage, yes. Daily communication. My wife and I usually go for daily walks where we get to talk about more things than the kids. And that has really improved our relationship. Prioritizing giving her a space to be seen and heard, a space that supports her every single day. That structure is the backbone of our stronger marriage that we experience today. Dates, whether they're structured monthly or spontaneously, are a priority to ensure that we have our own time together, not just as a family with the kids, but to return to that connection that we had before having 3 kids. So that has completely changed our marriage with priorities. Priorities have completely, hey.
Oh.
Hey.
Oh, Charlie, no.
It's all right.
Sorry. Charlie, no.
And another area has been finances, something that was once a blind spot for far too long. Telling myself that I wasn't good with numbers, making it seem like I didn't need to look at them, and I could just outsource the thing that I didn't like. That internal resistance was then externalized, and it showed up in being shocked when I owed the government money, being surprised when I would finally look at my bank account, not having the visibility, the clarity was a result of ignoring it altogether. So when I prioritized my finances after going bankrupt, I ensured that it would no longer be a blind spot, no more surprises, and that visibility, seeing the money come in, seeing the money go out, prioritizing the spending, and ensuring that it was aligned with what matters most, made that financial clarity really what everything else was built on, that ultimately started creating financial stability for me. The irony is I couldn't structure what I couldn't see. And when I neglected it, when I ignored it, it just didn't go away like I hoped it would. It only got louder. It only asked for more attention, to the point of a complete financial crash or collapse, going bankrupt. But when I rebuilt it, I made sure that I would prioritize that visibility, the rhythm of paying credit cards weekly, the rhythm of checking bank accounts weekly. This ensured that I had my finger on the pulse. It's no longer disconnected, and that priority changed how I experienced money altogether. It changed my relationship to money. Now there's a deep sense of respect and honor for the numbers, for the money coming in, coming out. It's much deeper than anything that it looks to be on the surface, such as spreadsheets or accounting. There's something deeper that I experience. And really, it's a part of me that I was neglecting and ignoring for so long that's now being able to express itself in a healthy way, a more balanced way. Priorities show up in my life in the domain of nature, prioritizing nature every single day, whether it be our morning walks as a family or coming in here after to shoot some videos in my office. Prioritizing nature is completely, or has completely changed my life. We prioritize family camping trips each year, making sure that there's ample time to relax, reconnect with nature so that we can live more aligned, more naturally, more harmoniously. And prioritizing it so much has allowed us to integrate nature into our lives that it doesn't feel like recreation, but a natural way of living. Morning walks, backyard campfires, camping in the summer, canoe tripping in the fall, snowy winter walks in the winter. These seasons of life are experienced in nature, and living naturally has been a priority that has completely transformed my life. If you're ready to transform your life, join me in truth. Let's walk this path together.